What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle and welcome back. Now obviously for the last couple of months I've been building this Lancer. It's been a hell of a lot of fun and expensive, but that's not the point. The point is I've done a bunch of work that I haven't recorded and now I have to update you. So let's update you. So I mean, since we've had the Lancer, a lot's changed. We've put some bog in the panels and repainted. We've done some window tint. We've put an exhaust on the car. I did a bunch of little things for the interior and got some stuff for the exterior. But it's changed a lot since we bought it. So I think we'll run through everything that I've done that I haven't been able to record and try and get you back up to date with where we're at. So I guess we'll start with the most obvious thing, which is at the back of the car. So let's go. Just get that. Did somebody say big old wing? So a couple of weeks ago on Facebook Marketplace, Millie came across this. It's a full spoiler and boot assembly. So the boot that we used to have on the car had a bunch of dents in it. It had a bunch of paint missing. It really needed to be fixed or replaced. And now that we know that I ruined the paint, we have to repaint it anyway. So there was no harm in getting a poorly painted boot assembly. So we got a full boot and spoiler already attached to the car for $100. It was a steal. So now, for whatever reason, if we want to stop on the side of the road and eat our noodle lunch, we can, because we got a table. But regardless of how not so great the finish is with the full spoiler and boot assembly, because we have to repaint the other panels of the car, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal to prep this for paint as well and then just paint it all together. We'll get a nice uniform color and we don't have to fix the boot. So that's a win. One of the other things on the outside of the car that we had to fix was the antenna. When we got it, the antenna was absolutely busted. So I've replaced that. I had to get the headliner off to replace that to the roof, which wasn't really a fun experience, but it's all part of the learning process, I guess. So you can see the full antenna assembly has been replaced. I had to replace this whole housing through the bottom of the roof liner, and then we had to put an antenna on it because it was just not in very good shape. But do you know what? For a $5 junkyard special, that's also a win. All right, I'm gonna go grab my keys and then I'll show you the inside of the car because that's where all the extra bit of work has been done. And I'm pretty happy with the way it feels on the inside of the car. So I'll show you that now and we'll go from there. Alrighty, so I guess one of the first things we should talk about are these door panels. So Millie and I went to the Wreckers, we managed to find a limited edition Lancer in the same model that has these fully black interior door panels with the manual windows, which is really, really hard to find one without the switches, and I don't really want to put the automatic actuators in there, so to find that was great. And they look good, and I'm very happy. So we have a full set for all the doors, which was a super cool find, and I'm really, really happy with the way these make the car look. Anyway, moving on to the inside of the car, so we can see pretty quickly that we have a new steering wheel. So the steering wheel is a deep dish style steering wheel, and it was really, really hard to find a boss kit for this car in something that I knew would fit, so I had to take a gamble. So this is an NRG boss kit. This is actually for an Evo 8. And it works perfectly fine. It's the actual only one that works with this car. I tried some ones that were supposed to be for Lancers, didn't work. Evos, it works. So we finally have an aftermarket steering wheel. Now, unfortunately, the aftermarket steering wheel became a bit of a necessity. Let's just say Millie and I were driving the car, the horn got stuck during peak hour traffic, and we had to drive into a side street with the horn blaring the entire time and trying to pull fuses out of the car. Wasn't a fun experience, kinda sucked. Old wheel was busted. So we've had to replace it with this wheel. It was really hard to find a good stock wheel that didn't have its airbag depleted. It wasn't good enough quality to put in the car, and it just wasn't completely worn to shit. So we've gone for an aftermarket version. Feels really, really comfortable, and it's quite nice to actually drive the car with this wheel on it. So that's why it's there. All right, let's jump in the car and have a bit of a look. So you can see straight away the steering wheel is a massive, massive difference. I really do like the way that this feels, and because it's a shorter diameter than the stock wheel, it means that I get quite a bit of space. Now I'm 6'6" and I can fit both of my knees underneath the steering wheel, which is a crazy, crazy difference to the stock wheel because that was never gonna happen. So that's a bonus. And even just to drive this around with this steering wheel, it feels super, super comfy, and it's actually a much better experience than the stock wheel is. I do like the way that the leather feels on the wheel, and it just, I don't know, something about it makes it feel a lot nicer. I'm sure you can see as well, we have the red dash plate. I know it's obviously not the biggest thing in the world, but I think it matches the horn button and the shifter and the mats and the color scheme that we're going for a lot better, and it's a lot more visible at night, which is an absolute bonus because the black OEM cover that comes with the car is pretty hard to see with the old globes, so that's a bonus. I don't really think we need to talk about the shifter knob. It's different, it's small, and it's better, it's nice. good stuff. You can also see the black door panels, and I think, honestly, they look really, really good in comparison to what the stock door panels were like. This was the stock door panel color. This is the black color that comes with the other one. So I'm trying to get this piece either wrapped or we're going to try and replace it at the wreckers, because everything else we've got in the black. So this is all black, this is all black, all of the center console parts are black. I need to replace this shifter shroud, but so far it's fine. But this is all black now, everything else is black. It's just this part with down all the vents, everything else is black. It's literally just this one piece. So I'll see if I'm going to replace that in the future. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we have options. We also did a couple of other little things like replace the mirror, because the mirror that we had in the original car would just fall down all the time, so we had to get something a little bit better. This is from the wrecker. It cost me like $6. It's perfect and it just clips right in, so that's an easy thing to fix. One of the other things that we tried to do when we got the car was change all of the internal globes to be LEDs. So similar to the roof, that's an LED. We want to make all of these LEDs just so it stands out a lot more when we're driving at night and gives us better visibility. So I'll close the door, I'll show you those. So all of the speedo lights, these are all LEDs now, which is great. All of these lights are LEDs down here. I know it doesn't look that crazy at night, but these make a massive difference, especially in nighttime, which is cool. And because they're an LED, you can still dim them with the factory OEM dimmer, which is really cool. And helps with everything, I guess. Customizability, baby. It's a win-win. All right, let me jump out of this car. So now that we've covered the door panels, which you can see in the back here as well. So now that we've covered the door panels, we've covered the steering wheel, the dash, the antenna, the wing, everything like that. I want to show you my favorite part of this car, which are these brand new seats. I might have to crank the ISO real quick so you can actually see what's going on. Have a look at these seats. So these came out of the same limited edition car that we managed to get the door panels from, and they're a nice combination of suede and leather. I got all 4 seats for $300, which I think is a genuine steal, and they are perfect. Now I want to replace the carpet. I want to rip out all this factory gross grey stuff, because the previous owners that had this, I don't think ever cleaned the floor of the car. It was disgusting when we took all the seats out, but very necessary. So now we know it has to be replaced. So I'm going to get the full floor of the car recarpeted in like a black carpet. Not that expensive. It's just a bit of work to take all the seats back out and recarpet the floor, but I think that'll make a massive difference. We also managed to get the parcel shelf from the same car, which was really cool, and the brake light and things like that. So it all matches. So I think once we get the carpet out, we're going to have all of the black seats. The dash has completely been changed. The rear parcel shelf has been changed, and I think it could look really cool. I'm really liking the way it looks so far. It's just a really comfortable, chill car to drive, especially now with the exhaust. It's just a fun car to rip around in. So there we go. I didn't want to make this a super crazy long video, but I wanted to show you the stuff that I've done to the car over the last couple of months, things that I just didn't film or for whatever reason didn't get the chance to put it all together. So here you go. I thought it'd be better just to do the stuff I needed to do, and then when it comes time to do an update video, just update you guys on everything that I've done. If you don't mind that, let me know. If you want to see the process of doing all that stuff in like some shorter form videos, let me know as well. But now that we've run through the car, I guess there's no better time than now to show you my secret part that has easily given me an extra 10 to 15 horsepower in this weapon. Are you ready for this? Now obviously keep this on the hush. We don't want everybody knowing our little secret. It's right there, baby. South Street keychain. Oof! 10 to 15 horsepower all day long. It'll change your life. I'll leave a link for them in the description. That's easy gains right there. But there you go. I hope this hasn't been a super crazy long video, but I wanted to run you through everything that we've done, everything that has changed on the car, and what's coming up. So we have a couple of things planned for the shoes of the car, which is going to be really cool. I'm actually on the hunt right now as well to get some rims and tires for the car. I'm trying to work out what avenue I want to go for, but at the moment it's going to be whatever fits, whatever looks okay, and whatever I can get on the cheap. So I'm keeping an eye out for stuff like that. I am going to be putting a sub in the back of the car as well. So I'm trying to tee up a sub for the car and an amp, but I'm working on that as well. And then once that's done, we're going to take another look at some body panels. So Millie and I are actually going to have a go at wrapping the hood of the car just to see what that looks like. When I took this to a panel beater to see what they would say to fix some of the dents, he reckons it wasn't going to be worth it. He said to try and wrap it in a carbon fiber wrap, so the pattern in the carbon fiber would take your eye away from all the dents and stuff. So we're going to give that a go, see if it works. I mean, the car isn't a super expensive car, so it makes no sense to pay a fortune for a panel beater to fix it. So if we can get some wrap to cover the roof and it takes away a lot of the damage, then that's like a no-brainer. So me and Millie, we're going to wrap the roof. We're going to get a hood replacement. So the hood on the car has got a bunch of dents. It's been keyed. It's terrible. It looks atrocious. So I actually found a couple of brand new ones. They ship it to me. It's not that expensive, but I think it'll make a massive difference in the overall look of the car to have a hood that is essentially brand new. And like I said, because we're getting the car recolored, it doesn't really matter if it needs to be prepped or painted or whatever, because the whole car is going to have the same issue. We're also going to be working on some body panels. So I've got a front bar, I've got some side skirts. We don't really need to do a spoiler now because we've found one, but I'm going to get a front bar and some side skirts. I don't know if I'm going to change the rear bar, but there's a couple of things I'm looking at that's not going to be super expensive, but should make the car look completely different. So once we do the front bar and the side skirts, then we have to look at refinishing some of the areas that I didn't really do that good of a job on. So we have to sand down some of the parts that I repainted, give it another go, see if I can get it a little bit smoother now that I kind of know what I'm doing, and I won't have to film that, so I can really concentrate and get it done right. Once that's done, I can get it primed, I can get everything ready for paint, and then the car's gonna go in and get resurfaced, which is really cool, very intimidating. Not the cheapest option, but I'm very excited to see how it turns out. So that's what's coming up. If you guys have any suggestions for this car, or if there's anything you know would be good for this car, please let me know. I really need to give it a service, so that might be a video coming up if you guys don't know how to service your car, or if you just want to laugh at me service this car, then we'll do it together. But either or, that's gonna be coming up in the next couple of weeks. And I mean, other than that, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. We have a big old wang, and I mean, that's it. If you guys do like these Lancer videos, don't forget to leave me a comment below and like the video. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm and lets me know that you want more of these. If you want to see more of the content I post, don't forget to subscribe. New videos come out every week. You don't want to miss them. If you want to come and join any of our social media, all the links will be in the description. And if you want to come and join any of our live streams, all of that information and the schedule will also be down there. Come say hello. I'd love to meet you. Other than that, thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you later. Bye.